What's up guys, Craig Witt, Western New York PWC. We're here today to bring you what you've been asking for, my personal review of the Seadoo RXTX 300, courtesy of BRP and Anchor Marine. It's been 5 months already, if you can believe it, and about 25 hours of seat time on the new RXTX 300. I'm finally to the point where I feel comfortable and confident and able to assess kind of what my feelings are on the ski. We're going to dive into a lot today. We're going to dive into the differences in the hull, the ST3 platform and how that differs from my experiences with the FX platform. We're going to talk about how comfortable it is with the ergo-lock system combined with that ST3 hull. We're going to talk about the LinQ system, the audio package, the storage, even some differences in the pump setup and how that operates. Even the drive modes, guys. There's a lot of technology that I've learned that Seadoo puts into these things for different operating conditions, whether you're trying to do a long distance ride or basically race your buddy down the river. There's different drive modes for different scenarios, and they all have their benefits. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about what we got going on here. Alright guys, I wanted to start the video off here specifically with the cover on the ski because I feel like it is one of Seadoo's strong points. This is by far the best cover I've ever experienced on a personal watercraft. Everything from accessing your cleats on the bow and the stern to be able to tie off to docks and things like that, to being able to access your entire front storage section, your glove box, your fuel, while the cover's on. In the back, you actually have access to your LinQ system as well. So whether you've got the fuel caddy, the cooler, or the dry bag, any of those components can actually be stored on the ski under the cover and out of the weather. All right, and the best part about the cover itself is watch how easy it is to take off. And just like that, here's the green beast. All right, guys, now that we got the cover off the ski, I want to start off by talking about my personal experience with Anchor Marine. You'll see in the video here, they had the ski on one of their dry docks with the cover on it. My first general thought here when I walked up to the ski was, this unit has already been water tested. That's something that only Anchor Marine in the Buffalo area can say because they're right on the water. You hear horror stories about hoses popping off and vessels taking on water because they weren't checked thoroughly. Anchor Marine did an excellent job. I haven't had any issues with this ski. It's literally been gas and go the entire time. Now, first and foremost, one of the most exciting aspects of this ski that I was looking forward to was the actual ST3 hull itself. Here's a picture you'll see of the deep V, of how deep of a hull this is to actually cut through the chop. This is by far the most comfortable riding hull that I've ever been on in my life. Now, not to say that there couldn't be some improvements made. I did notice, you'll see in this video here, this might be my best way of showing you guys. The ski at higher speeds in chop does have a tendency to want to hunt left and right. It goes back and forth a little bit. However, once you get used to that, and you really start to get a sense of how comfortable the ski actually is. Here's another video of doing some wave jumping, and it seemed like every time I was up in the air and I was waiting for that hard impact upon landing, it just never came. The ass end of the ski just sat down nicely, the bow came in, and it was just a very, very smooth landing itself. So overall, my opinion on the ST3 hull, for a recreational user, this is right up at the top of the entire industry. It's a very stable hull, it's a fast hull, it turns well. I would say maybe the addition of some Riva sponsons would help with that hunting a little bit. One of our members actually let me ride his, and the hunting was pretty much all but gone with the sponsons. Now, the ST3 hull combined with the ergo-lock system really does a fantastic job of making you feel safe, stable, and provide a heightened level of comfort for all-day riding. Now let's move on to the stern of the vessel, where we've got the LinQ system. My personal opinion is it was very intuitive of BRP to create this system, whether you're using actual Seadoo accessories or third-party aftermarket accessories. You'll see in some video down here, I like to personally run the PWC Super Rack. combined with the anchor mount as well. Really, this is kind of the best way for me personally to bring a cooler and an extra 5-gallon gas can to really extend the day and make it more enjoyable. Now, next up on the list is the amount of storage in the front. You'll see in the video here, my 8-year-old daughter actually fits in the front storage. Little fact, those of you may not know, I was actually in a pretty bad accident a few years ago where one of our members had, we were tying up to a dock, and he was leaning over to try to get ropes out of the storage bin. The ski was still on, and his passenger accidentally grabbed the throttle, whiskey throttled the ski full speed into my ski, launched over my ski, hit me on the dock, put me in the hospital with concussion. BRP's design, although I'm not sure if it isn't actually patented, but the ability to access your full front storage without having to reach over the handlebars, in my personal opinion, coming from somebody who's had a very bad experience on skis that you have to go over the handlebars, this is something that every single ski should be on. So mad props to BRP for this. This is probably one of my most favorite design elements of this ski. Alright guys, now let's talk about the different drive modes that is offered on this RXTX 300. Whether you're using launch control to beat your buddy in a race, whether you've got it in eco mode to really kind of calm the ski down if you've got little ones that you're riding with, or if you're just in standard driving mode. You know, the ability to change it up to the type of riding environment or the scenario that you're in. I really didn't know how I was going to use that coming from Yamaha, where it's just gas and go, but actually I found it to be very intuitive, very easy to use, and I really enjoy the different modes. Like I said, with like the video you'll see here with my daughter, when I take my son out, you know, typically I put it in eco mode so that, you know, if we go off a wave the wrong way or whatever the case may be, that ski is not going to want to take off out from underneath us and create an unsafe or bad experience for the little ones. Now, one of the biggest differences that I noticed coming from the FX to the RXTX is the pump. This machine does not cavitate anywhere near what the FX does. I would contribute that to the pump design. I've talked to some of our guys on what they feel it may be, and we've all pretty much agreed that the pump design on this ski is superior. You know, with the FX, you'd give it gas, and the RPMs would kind of wind up and go, and then it would go. This just grabs and goes. So from a pump perspective, I definitely like the way this is set up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you some video here of some of the Western New York PWC members who had the opportunity during one of our group rides to get on the ski. And I let the GoPro roll while we were doing these because I really wanted to capture users' first-hand experience really the second they were ready to give the ski back, right? So here we go.
Yeah? That's rough to drive. Yeah, it is. You like the hull, right? Yeah, yeah. It just cuts right through everything. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. It's the hook's right on there. Talk to what fun. What do you think?
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah. No. What do you think? What?
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. It just soaks up the bump.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
This makes you second Yeah.
It does. It really does.
It's the reliability. I don't know if it's there yet.
Yep, I hear you.
Now, one of my favorite features of the RXTX 300 is the sound system. I get a ton of compliments when I'm out on these group rides. And you guys are like, man, that thing sounds so good. You know, I've gotten to the point where I'm so comfortable and I appreciate having it so much that I don't know if I could frankly go back to a ski that doesn't have this quality of sound system. It's very, very easy to use. It connects to your phone via Bluetooth. And in the storage box here, BRP actually offers a waterproof phone holder with a protective sleeve, so your phone's not bouncing around, it's actually protected by foam. And you actually have the option to install a USB charging outlet, so your phone will stay charged the entire day out on the water. Alright guys, now down here we're going to have some video of just me really trying to test the ski's limits, whether it's you know, doing donuts or trying to get the nose to go underwater, you'll see here, or whether it's jumping waves. I will say that this ski, if you're a fan of jumping waves, the weight distribution in the Seadoo allows for a much cleaner jump. And what I mean by that, coming from Yamaha, when the vessel would leave the crest of the wave, it was a very linear launch. So you'd oftentimes come down flat and you'd really, you know, the whole hull would shake when you hit the wave. Due to the Seadoo's low center of gravity and where their weight distribution is, the bow of the vessel really tends to rise, allowing the rear end to hit first, and then the front end just sits down very, very carefully. So, you know, from a wave jumping perspective, I really, 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 really enjoy this ski and this hull for wave jumping. Now, just to be fair, let's point out some things that I think are areas of improvement for this ski. You know, nothing's perfect. You know, if I'm really trying to find something to, I guess, pick apart here, you know, I'm somebody that's very meticulous with my things. The plastics, they show micro scratches like crazy. Not saying that they couldn't easily be covered up by a sheet of, say, carbon fiber vinyl or something to that nature, but it's just something that I took note of. I know Yamaha's plastics are painted, so again, this is me trying to find something to pick apart here, right? Another thing is on the rear end of the ski, that boarding step doesn't come standard. BRP, that needs to come standard. That's a safety thing. You know, as somebody that puts on group rides, if one of my guys ends up in the water and we need to get them up on the ski for medical reasons or to get them to safety, we're going to need every little bit of help we can to get them up onto the ski. So for, you know, spending $20,000 on a jet ski, throw in the boarding ladder. But again, I give mad props to Sean for making sure that was included on the ski, as well as the cover and the USB charging outlets. I would highly recommend that as well. Alright guys, well there you have it. That's my personal review of the 2020 Seadoo RXTX 300. Again, I want to thank BRP and Anchor Marine for the opportunity. Really look forward to where the relationship grows from here, and we'll see you guys out on the water. If you haven't already, make sure you register for the 2020 Rough Water Rally. It's coming up here in about a week. It's going to be a great time. We're doing a raffle ski, and you know, all proceeds go to benefit Diamonds in the Rough Animal Rescue. If you're in the market for a new ski, whether it's the end of this year, early next year, make sure you reach out to Sean at Anchor Marine. Tell him I sent you. Whether you're looking to test drive something or you want to stop out and see what they have to offer, you really can't go wrong. They're the only dealer right on the water. They'll let you test drive things. It was a great experience all around working with these guys.